I'm John DeSando.
Classics, let's go to the movies and share some popcorn, soda pop with our friends. Turn off our cell phones and get away. Night or day, it's John DeSando on the radio.
Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando. It airs Thursdays at 8:01 p.m. on WCBE 90.5 FM. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Mindy Mcfann.
And this is Cinema Classics. Mindy, who doesn't know The Color Purple?
It's been around, hasn't it?
Boy,
I was stunned to be reminded how long ago that book came out.
It was the 80s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was somewhere around 82, Alice Walker.
Yeah. It's the only book, I've read a few books twice. I read it 5 times.
Oh, well,
I was
wonderful.
absolutely obsessed with that book.
Oh, excellent. All right. And so Alice Walker won the Pulitzer Prize for it. No surprise.
Yeah, absolutely deserved.
And then Steven Spielberg and Oprah produced the first film.
Oh, I didn't know Oprah produced the first one.
Yeah, he directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew about this one, but I didn't know about the first one.
Yeah.
Ah.
So they're on this one, the newest Color Purple.
Right.
They're both producers, which gives it the stamp of approval.
Certainly gave it the money.
Oh my gosh! So what do you think of it?
I did not see it on the stage.
Yeah, right.
So I had to kind of adjust to a story about rape and incest, having people dancing and singing. That was hard for me at the beginning.
It is.
I was a little kind of, because I find the book and the original movie so poignant and a lot of quiet, very touching, important things. And I was rattled at the beginning by the theatrical nature of it.
Yes.
But as it went on, I got more comfortable with it, I'll say. But I don't know. I wish I'd seen it on the stage, because the stage is so much more intimate than a movie that maybe that wouldn't have bothered me as much on the stage.
And I had a similar feeling before I saw it. So a musical? Wow, that's pretty heavy duty stuff for a musical. But then we've been brought up on Hollywood musicals, and they can take anything and make it happy.
Right.
And so that's, I think, what they did on this. Although and the final scene, which is a family gathering, is really very promising for it. But it just really rattled me before I saw it. When I saw it, I had your similar feeling. Oh, okay, these people know what they're doing. And so they've adapted it to song and dance, which was, you have to admit, quite good.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It was just, I don't know what I was expecting. But I kind of put it in my head that I made the song and dance about coping. That this is how you cope with, or it is an option to cope with things and overcome things by hunting down the joy in life around all the hell she goes through.
Yeah, and you're so right. It's a matter of surviving, and it's how do you do that? Now, in this case, I think they do a really spectacular job in showing how the sisterhood helps you through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, all the relationships.
Yes.
I mean, it is a very, very relational movie.
Yes. So we have Celie, and she has been abused since the beginning.
Since the beginning of her life.
Yeah, and
by her father and then by her husband.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And in fact,
Well, not her. It's not her really father, but
but
the man she knows to be her father.
You're right. Okay. So we find that out later.
Yes.
Oh, good point, because I thought that incest. And so it wasn't really.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, if you're calling him dad, I don't give a hoot about the bloodline. That's incest.
All right, that's a good point. Yeah, that's pretty icky.
Yes, it is.
And both of her kids are given away.
Yes.
And
she doesn't know if they're alive or dead.
Right. And then torn from her is her sister.
Yes.
So we have major abuse going on here.
Yeah, they get rid of anything she loves.
Yeah, her sister Nettie, I think.
Yeah.
He is played in adulthood by Halle Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
I could pick out every one of these and say, boy, wasn't she terrific?
Yeah.
Because Fantasia Barrino as Celie, just a wonderful job.
Yes, I agree. She's beautiful.
Yeah, and
It's a beautiful, beautiful character.
Danielle Brooks, Sophia.
She was one, I loved her portrayal of that. I thought she did it. She may have been my favorite. I really like, she brought a lot of depth to that. She didn't at all seem like a caricature of anybody. I mean, I really felt that there was one person that for some reason, and I don't know why some people are born into having that defiant nature, but she certainly was, and I think it was really, I love that Alice Walker had that character in there. And that doesn't mean that Celie was in any way at fault for her behavior, but I think it was very important for her to see modeled in somebody else that it was a possibility to say no. The modeling of that there was somebody who said no, even though she paid dearly for it.
She really did. And yes, she's outstanding in that way because we're all sitting there and it's very easy to get sympathetic with these characters. They're so engaging, the actors, and
Right.
they do such a great job with that we are pulling for something to happen, for someone to stand up for them.
Right.
And it's always, I don't know, because we never suffered that. It's always difficult to believe that human beings could treat each other that way.
Right.
And so we're looking for salvation. And Sophie looks like she's gonna bring it.
Yeah.
And as you say, and she does face them down and beautifully. It's a champion moment. But later on, she does get her comeuppance.
Yes, she suffers, as so many have.
Yeah.
I like the fact that there was less white people in this version.
Right.
I like that this was not a story that was a reaction to white people. I like that they were left out, and this was just about them, just about their humanity and how they interacted, and there wasn't that outside as much. I understand why it appeared in the book and the movie, but I liked it this way. I liked the ownership of the story without any, other than that one moment, any interference.
Right. So we have that couple, the white couple, who are racists, and she wants to engage Celie.
No, she wants Sophia to be her maid.
Sophia to be her maid.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sophia says no,
I know she
quite
does.
adamantly, and her husband beats her, and she goes to jail.
Yeah. So that's the only, and you're right, I can't think of anybody else. There may have been maybe the postman or somebody.
Right.
Who was white.
But he was irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly. And
I liked that.
Yeah. And so how do you feel about two of us white folk watching this movie and appreciating this movie? What do you think?
When I read the book, I wasn't thinking that way. As a woman, this book really clutched at my soul. I can't tell you how profoundly this book affected me, reading it. The brilliance of how she, I don't know, she told a very universal story in a lot of ways. And I mean, I can say, it can teach me about history, but I don't need this to teach me about history, that I have to learn the facts. This is not factual story. So for me, I didn't think about that a lot. I thought about it more as a woman, I think, than anything else. I mean, I know horrifying things have been done to people of color and still are every single solitary day.
Yeah.
So,
So that we know, and we know that women have been second-rate citizens for a long time. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I thought too there was something universal about this that went beyond color.
well, I mean, just when Nettie was given away, that you're just chattel, that even, it's bad enough, I mean, you're chattel among white people, and then you're chattel among your own people. I mean, black women, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to live in a world where you have to fight so hard to take up space.
Yeah.
So hard. I mean, it's just brutal.
And
It's just brutal.
This has been the plight of women
Mm-hmm.
for so long.
Mhm.
And so that's why, don't worry about the fact that you may be white going to see this, beautiful musical made up of mostly black folk. And you're not gonna feel as if you're an outsider. They're gonna draw you in by the humanity of it. And that's where I think its real strength is.
Well, I mean, I guess since black people have been forced to watch massive white people in every frickin' movie, TV show, and book, I don't even think about that.
All right, Mindy Mcfann, the film is The Color Purple.
Yes,
And
it is.
this is not the old Oprah Color Purple.
Nope.
I mean, this is new. This is produced by Oprah and Steven Spielberg, so you know that it's the real deal.
Yep.
So what would you advise our audience? So now you've got parents out there saying, gee, I wonder if this might be good for my kids or not. What's your advice?
Know what you're going into.
Okay.
I mean, read the synopsis of, if you haven't read the book or
Right.
you're not familiar with the story, know what you're going into, not only for yourself, but for your children, because this pushes a lot of buttons for a lot of people. And you just be prepared for that.
Yeah, I think,
Beautiful story, though.
yes, and perhaps you're safest with teens. I think kids younger than that might find the rape, incest, although they do a good job, don't they? They cut.
Well, and I think a lot of it would be over a kid's head. It's not graphic
Yeah.
in any way, pretty much, but I just think anybody should, it's got a lot of triggers in it, so anybody who goes sees it, man, woman, child, whatever it is, should know what they're walking into.
The Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm John DeSando.
Classics, let's go to the movies and share some popcorn, soda